Hey everyone, Shelisa here, your leadership coach. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about what Kanban is and the benefits of it. So let's get into it. Welcome to my YouTube channel, the place where you will find the coaching and training that you need to really level up your leadership game. If you're new to this channel, welcome. If you have heard the term Kanban before, but you don't know what it is, or you haven't been in an organization where a Kanban has been set up, this is for you. So if you're a leader in an organization and you have people reporting into you, ask yourself this one question. Be honest, you don't have to tell anyone the answer. Do you have a very accurate understanding of all of the things that your team is currently working on or is responsible for delivering? So where does this word Kanban actually come from? Well, it's a Japanese word that literally translates into card or sign card or large visual board. Now, the Kanban system was actually created by Toyota, and they did that in order to visualize the work that teams were involved in and to actually constrain down that work and limit the work in progress. Okay, so keeping this very simple for those of you who have little to no experience or understanding of what a Kanban is. Kanban is a way to visualize work. So imagine, as a leader, let's pretend you have 4 people under you. A Kanban would be a way to take all of the work that your team is responsible for doing and actually plot it on a board that will contain different columns, and each column will represent a different part of an overall workflow. Now, if you're curious about how to start a Kanban for your team, my recommendation is that you start very simple, very basic. There are various levels of maturity to Kanban adoption, but for someone who has a team who would like to lean into it a little bit, here's what I recommend. So if you're just starting out, a Kanban board will probably look something like this. There are varying degrees of maturity to using a Kanban, from very basic like this one to ones that are much more sophisticated. But if you're starting out, I would suggest start with something like this. So if Kanban's a way of visualizing work, like, what's the big idea here? Like, why is it so awesome? Why do companies like it? Why do teams like it? Why do coaches and consultants try to get teams involved in visualizing their work? There's some pretty cool benefits here, so let's go through them. The first thing you'll see is that it will start to drive efficiency. What I mean by that is now that everything is plotted, you'll be able to see pretty quickly where things are getting hung up in the overall system. So you and your team can now take a look at this and say, oh, that's happening. What should we do as a team to address it? The second thing that it drives is focus. So now that you see everything in one spot, you can say, okay, you know what? Of all of these things, let's focus on this one first. Get that one out the door and put everything on hold until that one's done. So now that you have efficiency and you have greater focus, you're going to start to see greater productivity. The fourth point is transparency. This is a pretty cool one because transparency ends up leading to building trust, which also ends up leading to creating empathy across team members. So what you'll start to see is people actually saying, oh, I had no idea that you did that. That's pretty cool. Can I help you? Do you need help? You've got a lot on your plate and I have capacity. And you'll also hear things like, oh, cool, I did not know that you knew how to do that. I don't know how to do that, can you show me? So it also helps with knowledge transfer and creating a team that's just more holistic. And all of that leads to number 5, which is a team that just starts to collaborate in a much better way. Now, when you're starting out with a system, it's very important, if you want to explore this and experiment, it's very important to keep it very simple. Start out with the 4 basic columns, get your team used to visualizing work because you might sense a little bit of trepidation at first. Get them used to it, show them that it's a safe space, and start to really feel the benefits from a team level before you expand your Kanban into something that looks a little bit more mature. Thank you for watching my video today. As usual, please feel free to comment below. And as your coach, I believe in you. I'm here for you. Go show them what you're made of. This video is for a person who does not know anything about life. I'm kidding. Another thing that you will find your team doing, you and your team doing, the first thing you'll notice is that it will drive efficiency. What I mean by that is once you have everything plotted, you're going to be quick, you're going to be